Okay, let's look at this quadratic equation using completing squared. Let's see, solve these three questions or these two questions. We have the first one, we are looking at completing squared. The first question says solve x squared minus 7x plus 6 equal to 0 using completing squared. Okay, so the first thing we are going to do here is first we have to make sure that the coefficient of x is 1. So here it is correct, the coefficient of x is 1. Then the next thing there is we have to remove the constant out from here, and to do that we subtract 6 from both sides. If I subtract 6 from both sides, we are having x squared minus 7x, 6 minus 6 go is equal to minus 6. Okay, now after that the next step is we have to first of all find half of the coefficient of x, then we square it and add it to both sides. The coefficient of x is minus 7, and half the coefficient of x simply means we are multiplying it with 1 over 2. So half of the coefficient of x is minus 7 over 2 is half of the coefficient of x, and I'm going to square it, square of the half of the coefficient of x, and add it to both sides. So here I will have here to be x squared minus 7x plus, I will add it here, is equal to minus 6 plus. I repeat, first of all we are going to find the coefficient of x, which is minus 7, then multiply it by half. If I multiply it by half, 7 minus 7 times 1 is minus 7, and 1 times 2 is 2. Then I'm going to square it and add to both sides. I will add to here minus 7 over 2 squared, and I will add to here also minus 7 over 2 squared. Okay, so in this side, left hand side, we'll look at this is squared, this is squared. I will take these two together, so that gives me x minus 7 over 2. X minus 7 over 2, we square it to be equal to, in this case also we have minus 6 plus minus 7 squared is 49 over 2 squared is 4. Okay, so we are going to solve this fraction here, and the simplest way to solve this fraction is just simple. We have this is whole number, and we have this to be over 1, then cross multiply, multiply this and this, multiply this and this, then multiply the denominator. So that gives us, if I have this, 49 times 1 is 49, and minus 6 times 4 is minus 24, all divided by 1 times 4 is 4. Okay, let me bring down this. I have this to be x minus 7 over 2 all squared. Okay, now we have this to be x minus 7 over 2 squared is equal to this minus that is 25 over 4. So I will get rid of this minus by finding the square root of both sides. If I find the square root of both sides, remember I have to have my plus or minus here. So this squared, we cancel out this. We have x minus 7 over 2 is equal to plus or minus the square root of 25, sorry, not 24, 25. This minus this is 25. The square root of 25 is 5 over the square root of 4 is 2. Okay, so yeah, I will remove the constant here by adding to both sides 7 over 2. Add to both sides 7 over 2. If I add to both sides 7 over 2, this go out. We have x is equal to, here is 7 over 2 plus or minus 5 over 2. So my x will be 7 over 2 plus 5 over 2, or 7 over 2 minus 5 over 2. Okay, so we have x to be this is 7 plus 5 over 2, and this is 7 minus 5 over 2. Okay, so x will now be, this plus this is 12 over 2, and 7 minus 6 is 2 over 2. If I divide that, x will be 6 or 1. Okay, now the next one is 6x squared plus 15x minus 9 equal to 0. The first thing we have to do is, first of all, okay, let me remove this constant by adding to both sides 9. Okay, so I have this to be 6x squared plus 15x, this cancel out this, okay, equal to, here is plus 9. Okay, now remember, as I said, that the coefficient of x must be 1 if you are solving completing the square method. Then from here we have to divide all by 6. Divide here by 6, divide here by 6, and here by 6, so that we have this out here. This is x squared plus, if I divide here by 6, what do you think? We have 3 here is 2, 3 here is 5. We have 5 over 2 x, okay, is equal to, divide here by 6, I have 2, 3 here is 2, 3 here is 3, so we have 3 over 2. Now next I have to do is to find the half the coefficient of x. The coefficient of x is 5 over 2. I'll look for half the coefficient, that is multiplying it with half, so that gives me 5 over 4. 5 over 4. Then I will square it and add it to both sides. You see, add it to both sides. So here we have here to be x squared plus 5 over 2x. I will add 5 over 4 squared to here, and in this side also 3 over 2. I will add 5 over 4 squared as well. Okay, now I look at this square, we consider these two that have squared, then that gives us x plus 5 over 4 all squared, okay, to be equal to this is 3 over 2 plus square of this is 25, and square of this is 16. Now the simplest way we have to do this fraction is just cross multiply and multiply the denominator. That is, if I have 50 times 2, 25 times 2 is 50, and 3 times 16 is plus 48. Okay, all divided by 2 times 16 is 32. Okay, let me bring down this. X plus 5 over 4 all squared. Okay, so we have x plus 5 over 4 all squared to be equal to, if I add these two, 50 plus this gives us 98 over 32. Something can divide to reduce it. If I divide here by 2, we have 16. If I divide here by 2, we have 49. Okay, so we have this to be x plus 5 over 2 over 4 all squared is equal to 49 over 16. Then I will get rid of this squared by finding the square root of both sides and adding my plus or minus here. So this cancel this. We have x plus 5 over 2 is equal to the square root of this. Remember, plus or minus, the square root of this is 7 and the square root of this is 4. So we are going to minus 5 over 4 from both sides. I have x to be equal to minus 5 over 4 plus or minus 7 over 4. So we have this to be that x is either minus 5 plus 7 over 4 or minus 5 minus 7 over 4. And that gives us x is equal to minus 5 plus 7 is 2 over 4, or minus 5 minus 7 is minus 12 over 4. So if I divide them, we have that x is, this cancel this, is 1 over 2, or x is minus 3. So the value of x is 1 over 2 or minus 3. Please don't forget to click on the subscribe button and the bell so that whenever a video is being uploaded, you will be notified. Thank you.